everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel BNB Daily Spoiler. Ridge's explosive ultimatum to Taylor, relationship over now.
Ridge's explosive ultimatum to Taylor. The relationship is over now. Ridge Forrester on Bold and the Beautiful is shocked to learn that Taylor Hayes has a new man in her life, and he is immediately freaking out. Steffi warns Ridge about Taylor and Deacon on Bold and the Beautiful. So, Steffi Forrester is currently obsessed with the idea that Taylor and Deacon Sharp are exploring this forbidden romance, which could cause Sheila Carter to go insane again and attack everyone. Steffi believes Ridge can stop Taylor, but I doubt it. I believe it might backfire. Steffi rushed over to the office to inform Ridge of what was going on after discussing with Finn how dangerous Sheila would be if she discovered Deacon and Taylor were in love. Ridge explodes on Taylor. In it now? Ridge reacted to Taylor's relationship with Deacon on BNB. So Steffi informed her father that Taylor is seeing someone, and that the man is not just married, but also married to Sheila. Ridge, of course, cannot believe it. He then asked Steffi, is Taylor really hooking up with Deacon? Steffi is plainly expecting Ridge will have her back and place pressure on Taylor to keep away from Deacon. And I believe that is exactly what Ridge intends to accomplish. Steffi's ultimatum and Ridge's background of interference. Steffi has previously told Taylor that if she pursues a relationship with Deacon, she will cut Taylor out of her life and the lives of the children. And Deacon just asked Taylor if she thought Steffi meant it or if she was lying. Taylor responded, yeah, she believes it. So, we all know Steffi is anxious to stop this. And given Ridge's bossiness, he'll march over and tell Taylor that, while he wants her to be happy, it can't be with Deacon. I believe Ridge will do to Taylor what he did to Brooke Logan when they broke up. If you recall, Ridge informed Brooke that he wanted her to be happy and that she could date anyone she wanted, except Nick Marone. Why Taylor won't let Ridge dictate her future on Bold and the Beautiful. As if Ridge gets to choose who his ex may and cannot date, but you know how he is. Ridge constantly believes that he is the one who gets to make decisions for others. Brooke did not like it when Ridge shoved his nose where it did not belong. I don't think Taylor will appreciate it either. But the big difference was that Brooke was dangling Nick in front of Ridge to make him jealous and return to her. Taylor isn't doing that at all. She isn't dangling Deacon in front of anybody. Taylor has really fallen for Deacon and wishes to be with him. She believes that he is her person. Ridge's lack of moral superiority in Taylor's romantic life. But I believe Ridge is going to come over and tell Taylor she needs to drop this and go find another man, any man. And I don't think she'll listen to Ridge. And I believe he may erupt on her and lose patience. I don't think Taylor will put up with Ridge informing her about her love life, because Taylor didn't want Ridge to go back to Brooke, but he did anyway. He went behind Taylor's back, betraying her again. Ridge should have no say, but that doesn't mean he won't try. I suppose he'll confront Taylor and make demands. And Ridge has no moral high ground in any capacity. And if Taylor has determined she is not frightened of Sheila, I don't think she will let Ridge stand in her way either. Of course, Ridge will not stop talking about Taylor seeing Deacon. The threat of Sheila Carter and Ridge's ego on Bold. And I am sure Ridge will admonish Taylor, telling her she is being irresponsible and endangering everyone because she has a ridiculous little rebound crush on Deacon. I'm sure Ridge will dismiss any sentiments Taylor expresses for Deacon. And Steffi is not wrong when she says Sheila is downright dangerous. And I'm sure Ridge will share Steffi's fears and make the same case that Sheila poses a threat to Taylor and the entire family. While this is true, Taylor is an adult woman who can choose who she wants to date. In the end, Ridge has no right to speak to Taylor about any of her life choices because he chose Brooke. You know, Ridge has no right to comment on Taylor's love life or any other element of her life. But we all know Ridge will probably go tell Taylor this is rubbish. She isn't particularly into Deacon. She cannot love him. And I expect Ridge to insist that Taylor halt it right now, before it goes any further. Will Ridge's demands move Taylor closer to Deacon? You know, the typical Ridge bossy, big mouth style? But I think if he blows up at Taylor or tries to claim her feelings for Deacon aren't real or valid, it won't end well. Even worse, and this is true, Ridge may try to make this about himself. Like how he shattered Taylor so hard that she can't think straight and is simply rebounding blindly with Deacon. And In the end, I believe this will only make Taylor desire Deacon more. Taylor may like knowing Ridge is bothered by her decision to move on with another man. And if he doesn't make any progress talking sense to Taylor, I expect Ridge to face Deacon. Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes from Bold and the Beautiful. Deacon versus Ridge. The battle for Taylor on Bold and the Beautiful. Ridge may get in Deacon's face and say, "Leave Taylor alone. Return to your psycho wife, Sheila. Leave a nice woman like Taylor alone, because Deacon does not deserve her." But if Ridge does, I expect Deacon to lash out at him for mistreating Taylor. Deacon may convince Ridge that he never deserved Taylor. And I believe we can all see that Deacon genuinely loves Taylor and wants to be her destiny. Deacon believes he and Taylor are soulmates, and this is their chance to experience the love of their lives together. And I'm sure Ridge believes he's the one Taylor will always desire. So this might be a serious blow to Ridge's ego. Brooke and Hope weigh in on the scandal on B&B. I can definitely see Deacon and Ridge arguing about Taylor, but hopefully not in front of Sheila. We know she'll find out and go crazy. I also expect Brooke to disagree with Ridge, and I believe she will ship Taylor and Deacon. Brooke might even urge Taylor to look out for Sheila, but otherwise, go for it. And if Hope Logan hears Ridge trash speak Deacon about Taylor, I believe she will be upset. She may have something to say to Ridge. This week, Hope is chatting with Sheila at Il Giardino, and I believe we will see Hope try to quietly influence Sheila. We saw Hope tell Sheila that the only way she can prove she has changed is to let Deacon go gently so that he may spend time with his family and move on with his life. The origins of Sheila Carter and Taylor Hayes' rivalry on B&B. If you recall, when Sheila shot Taylor years ago and she apparently died, Ridge was portrayed as a heartbroken widower. Widower because he was blissfully married to Taylor at the time, and her presumed death was why he ended up with Brooke. So, there's a group of B&B fans that believe Sheila owes Taylor a husband because she botched things with Ridge by killing her, and he ended up with Brooke. Wait and see if Taylor listens to Ridge. I don't expect her to listen at all, and I believe Taylor's insistence that she truly loves Deacon may cause Ridge to lose his anger. I hope there is a huge explosion and Taylor puts Ridge in his place. Taylor and Deacon start forbidden romance behind everyone's back. Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp are determined to remain together despite Steffi Forster's terrible ultimatum. So last week, we watched Deacon Sharp and Taylor Hayes confess their love for each other and enjoy a passionate kiss. Deacon believes he and Taylor are meant to be together, and she agrees. They spoke again, and Deacon reiterated that he is ready to leave Sheila Carter to be with Taylor. And then we saw Taylor tell Steffi Forster that she and Deacon can no longer suppress their feelings and want to be together. Of course, Steffi freaked out and told Taylor that this couldn't happen. Steffi then went on to tell Taylor that being with Deacon is a deal breaker. Steffi stated that Taylor is putting not only herself in jeopardy, but also Steffi and the children, because Sheila will pursue them all. She will lash out if Deacon abandons her. So Steffi told Taylor, "If you start seeing Deacon, I will kick you out of this family." Of course, this terrified Taylor. Taylor and Deacon began a secret affair. Deacon and Taylor vowed to fight for their romance on B&B. But this week's spoilers state that Deacon and Taylor promise to find a way to be together and share another kiss. So they're not giving up. While Steffi was yelling at Taylor, Deacon was quietly discussing divorce with Sheila. What didn't help was that when Deacon tried to talk to her, Sheila was holding that massive hatchet knife that she was using to hack up fish. So Deacon is attempting to ease Sheila into the concept of divorce by discussing what a fantastic person she is today and how much she has changed, regardless of whether they are together. But the only problem is that Deacon puts Sheila on high alert, and she will be suspicious. Meanwhile, Taylor and Deacon are really committed to being together because they are in love. Steffi's ultimatum is problematic, as is Deacon's fear of Sheila. A secret affair and the search for a bed and breakfast love nest. I anticipate Deacon and Taylor will begin a covert romance while they figure out how to keep Sheila from becoming unhinged and hurting those she cares about. And of course, Deacon and Taylor could always wait to be together and be patient, but I doubt we'll see that, especially since it's February sweeps. I believe Deacon and Taylor will remain seeing one another. They're going to keep smooching and I believe they will do even more. I think we're on the verge of seeing them get physical, but Deacon and Taylor need somewhere to be together because they can't go to his apartment. Deacon resides with Sheila, but they can't see her since Taylor is in Steffi Forster's guest house, and she's given her an ultimatum. So I anticipate Taylor and Deacon will set up a small love nest where they can sneak away and be together. Taylor can only be with Deacon by sneaking around for the time being, until they can convince Sheila to recognize that Deacon does not want to be with her. They must either avoid each other or sneak about and establish this relationship in secret, defending Taylor Hayes from Sheila Carter's revenge on Bold and the Beautiful. Taylor and Deacon must also meet in secret to devise a strategy for getting him out of his marriage to Sheila without her attempting to kill Taylor, Deacon, or both. I don't think Deacon is patient enough to wait to be with Taylor, but he doesn't want her to be in danger. According to official Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for 2026, Deacon is determined to protect Taylor from Sheila and the possibility that she would go nuclear and seek vengeance on Taylor for taking her man. Of course, if Deacon can find a peaceful way to divorce Sheila, Steffi may reconsider her ultimatum. However, I can see why Steffi was correct not to trust Sheila. If Deacon tells her he wants a divorce, I don't think there's much I could do to keep her calm. That is awful enough. To make matters worse, if he tells Sheila that he loves Taylor and wants to be with her, it'll be a major issue since Sheila will give Taylor credit for rescuing their relationship. Hope and Brooke Logan join Team Taylor and Deacon on both. Even worse, if Deacon pulls his kids into the picture and says, "Look, part of the problem is my kids don't want you around Sheila, but they completely approve of me being with Taylor." That will hit Sheila twice as hard. Finally, I don't believe there is anything that can be done to prevent the impending train wreck. But Taylor has already stated that she is willing to take the chance and is not afraid of Sheila. Taylor stated unequivocally that she will not live in terror, yet she is powerless to alleviate Steffi's real and genuine fear. So she and Deacon are definitely going to pursue their relationship, and they need time alone to wallow in their newfound feelings and figure out the Sheila situation. So they need a love nest, and I'm wondering where it will be. Bold has an unused set that they might transform into a romantic little hideaway where those two may be together. Do you remember Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, a small apartment? That sounds like a good idea. That's a set they've developed and have on hand. It was recently used. Finding a secret hideout on the Bold and the Beautiful. The difficulty with a hotel room is that it leaves a money trail, unless it's some shady cash-only establishment. However, B&B also has a set for that. Do you recall the dingy little motel where Eric Forrester, John McCook, and Quinn Fuller, Rena Sofer, used to meet before they were publicly outed in a relationship? Taylor may, however, follow in the footsteps of Bill Spencer, Don Diamont, and build a naughty little sex chamber next door to her office. Taylor Hayes as Deacon Sharp on Bold and the Beautiful. Hope and Deke support secret romance on Bold and the Beautiful. Taylor and Deacon could also lock the door and spend time on a shrink couch, but anyone, even Steffi and Sheila, could find them. I believe Hope Logan and Deke Sharp would assist them as much as possible. They may even interfere so that Deacon can sneak around and be with Taylor. We know both of Deacon's children want Dad to leave Sheila and be with Taylor instead. I also believe that when Hope learns that Steffi issued Taylor an ultimatum and threatened to cut her out of the family, she will double down to support Deacon and Taylor on the sly. This week, Steffi will go inform Ridge Forrester that Taylor has emotions for Deacon. I'm sure Ridge will be upset and will inform Brooke Logan. But I believe Brooke would support Taylor's relationship with Deacon. Brooke might also try to help Deacon get through to Steffi and find a method to persuade Sheila to accept a divorce without resorting to violence. Will Deacon and Taylor survive the Sheila on B&B? We know one thing for certain. Deacon and Taylor are overjoyed to have found each other and are falling in love. They're already saying, "I love you." I believe they may have a wonderful life together. However, Sheila is the biggest and most terrible hurdle to their connection. If they can deal with Sheila and convince her to accept things, I believe Steffi will drop the idea of cutting her mother out of her life. Meanwhile, I expect to see Deacon and Taylor sneaking around, looking for a place where they may be together without being noticed. Wait and see if they find a small love nest of their own. It's February sweeps, so I expect them to locate a bedroom and hit the sheets.